dinner, and I got the rest of my stuff out and got my knitting stuff because I feel knitting is my best friend. So I'm gonna do some little projects here while I'm waiting. I have like a lot of little things I want to fix up and do. So and in here, I think I have my knitting. Well, I have these specific needles. Oh, hello. I figured I'd come back with some more crafts. I try to get this double stitch thing down with my crocheting, but I don't think it was happening. So that's where we're at with that. Hello, how are you? It's the Space Cowboy. It's a really cool name. I can't think of cool names like this, but I made this on my last little episode here. I like to think of these as episodes because when I was growing up, this would be an episode. It totally would be an episode. I grew up with family ties and stuff. If that's telling you anything. But I made this. I like to make and tinker with things. I made this. And I made a bracelet to match. And then I went ahead and I like to knit, so I went ahead and did my knitting. But I'm doing readings too. Well, highest gods, what kind of spiritual attacks are towards you? Yeah, you can ask your question. I just gotta have things that keep me occupied. I'm one of those people that can't be doing nothing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, if, you got guides and you're under, if you feel you're under spiritual attack, maybe you are. I mean, it could be. Maybe one of these days I'll have a better camera. I'm hoping soon when I can save up some money once this weather warms up. Then the husband will have two jobs. He'll be working for this landscaping company that pays him more than he does with maintenance, and he might just do both. I don't know. But let me get Space Cowboy's question first. Alright. As he came in. Alright. Does this Scorpio Armani want to go out with me on a date? I don't know. We'll have to see. Let's see what the energy field on this is. It seems like you fancy the Scorpio a lot, which is good. But yeah, after my single stitch with the crocheting, I need more practice to do a double stitch, and I just went and got my knitting needles. And I knitted some out, and I was gonna show you guys how to do like a little balancing out of your crystals and stuff. So, all right, for the energy with your Scorpio lady. All right, you got new moon in Leo with that, and this just talks about confidence, which is pretty good. Maybe she just, it's your kind of your first date. It's always awkward your first time with anything, honestly. Then you got a new moon in Aquarius and a dissembling moon. And Aquarius, we all know, means love, but maybe show her that surrounding you is the love card. And the dissembling moon just means to relax and take time and kind of just relax and not think too much about it type thing. That's what I like to think about that card. But I think there's a potential with the Scorpio. I don't see anything bad. I see her as being a person that likes to wait and see and assess the situation. But that's okay because sometimes that's the best way. But yeah, I think she has an interest in you, but she's just kind of feeling it out. Because there's a lot of people that aren't very nice in the world. So, alright, and alright. Yeah, I'll take your question next. Alright. Micaiah. Alright, it's Micaiah. Okay, what kind of spiritual attacks towards me? Oh, you're welcome. Alright. Now, spiritual attacks are very rare, and they only happen when you believe in stuff like the Satan group on Facebook. If you invoke these things, that's generally when they attack. They can only hurt you if you allow them to hurt you. And if you totally don't believe in their dark ways and you don't invite them in, they can't. But I'm going to still do your reading to see what kind of energy is around you. But I'm just letting you know they'll try to trick you. And they can go through people you know. Like people you know could just one day go, I don't know why I said that. And that's sometimes how they can come at you. And I'm just letting you know that from personal experience. So, but I'm checking the energy around you. Your energy feels in a waxing moon, sorry. And this is positive energy, gaining momentum. And you got a new moon in Virgo, which just means that you got to give rather than take, which means you have somebody negative around you. And in these circumstances, I know it's hard, but you're supposed to give to the field somehow. And sometimes if someone's giving you a lot of negative, you kill them with kindness because it balances out to your advantage. I don't know why this thing's doing this. But anyways, and you got a new moon in Pisces, which is good. They're just telling you to meditate and stuff. I don't see anything negative. The only thing I feel negative around you is negative people. And like I said, when negative people get around you, you're just going to have to not accept their negativity in you. Because that's how dark things get in us. So, I'm not saying they hate you. I'm just saying negative people let negative things inside of them. And sometimes they hide in other vessels. But I just see people hiding in vessels. The spirits every once in a while. In Chinese culture, this is very prevalent. And I believe in that. And I'm not saying that the people are bad around you. I'm just saying that maybe somebody may have let one in accidentally, and this happens a lot. And in that case, you just kind of have to. I'm not saying you can pray for them, but burn sage. Like a lot of people burn sage, or keep a cross that is anointed around you. And you can anoint this cross yourself by praying over it and putting it in water. And generally, things won't come near you. And there's other ways of expelling a spirit, like salt. Like around your dwelling, if you take a little salt and you pray, evil cannot come through an anointed cross with somebody with faith and salt. That's why in the Bible there's so much talk about salt. So I can give you those pointers for your house. You can anoint your own cross at home with salt and water. All this can be done. And no negativity can be allowed around you. And it'll separate you from everybody that's negative or letting in negative things, if that's what you're worried about. That is in my home. So you got a malevolent spirit in your home then? Because I'm pretty good at getting rid of these things. It could be somebody that died in your house. And if they didn't die in a good way, they could be in there. If you're not around them, I'm sensing something. Sometimes I sense energy. It could be dead or alive. If this is the case, I would get. Are you Christian? Or anything of that sort where a cross would help? Because if you were to use a cross. I was thinking about that, but maybe it is. It could be. I would still get a cross out if you believe in the light. I was a believer, but now I'm more traditional. But you believe in good things, like you do believe in a higher power. And you can't really use a cross unless you have belief behind it. That's the thing. Yeah. Alright, well, if you believe in a higher power, you can either use a crystal or you can use a cross. If you used to believe that you're on the banks, don't use a cross. I would use a crystal. And to expel it, you would need salt. If it's a spirit that's not bad, that's in your house, you got to make sure it is good. So what I would do in that case is right on your front door, I would put like a couple crystals around your room, maybe around your house or in the windowsills. And I would definitely get a crystal, and I would hold it and I'd meditate and see if you feel anything bad. Because sometimes these spirits, they can mimic people that you know. Because they can get in your subconscious. They really can. That's how these things work. They don't really know anything unless you allow them to know things. So, That's another fun fact of spirituality. Some of them are just like that. I'm trying to reuse all my plastics in a fun way here. But but yeah, I would just try to see in this case praying would be a good idea. Maybe just pray to the good better goodness. You don't have to pray to the actual God. If you don't believe in those things anymore, it's okay. But I would at least pray to the lighter God for the lighter, the better of the, for better good. And I would put the cross on my door to confirm it's a place where light resides. And this is a good idea because, ooh, this goes all the way through. Because it stops bad coming and it will prevent bad things from coming in your house. Because you don't never know who's at your front door. And you don't know what's in a certain person because lately there's been a lot of spirits kind of going in and out of things. And I don't know, it's just not the best climate for anything. So that's what I would do, but it doesn't, if you haven't seen things move in your house or anything of that sort, I think you're okay. If you haven't been hurt, that's okay. I mean, they could be a family member in that case. So much sights around, and my mom used to say, so here, maybe that's my thing, isn't it? I don't think it's working enough. And honestly, Jesus was a prophet, yes, but was he a major god? No. He was not. He worked through the light. Has there been a lot of Jesuses in the lifetimes? Yes. There's Megladesh. There's been a lot of people that have been prophets way before Jesus, my friend. So I really wouldn't worry about it so much. And I'm just saying that wholeheartedly as a Catholic because I'm not saying Jesus' sacrifice was good, but other people have done the same thing through other lifetimes to mimic this. It's just in our faith, we fail to realize the past. And Jesus' birthday, they say, is in December, and it's not. It's a pagan holiday. Jesus' birthday is Easter. So I wouldn't put too much faith in that when the facts of that are off, but I'm not saying Jesus wasn't a great prophet. And Jesus is not going to help you get rid of the spirit. It's just believing in better things in the light and being a positive person. That is the only thing that's going to help your situation, period. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate God, I don't. But there's been a lot of, through the centuries, there's been a lot of people that have been prophets and we don't give them any credit. Just because we live in this century, we give Jesus all the credit, but what about Lord Megladesh? What about the Dragon King? What about all these people that did the same exact thing as Jesus? That's what I'm talking about. Which the Christians most of the time don't like me because I feel like I got these conflicting views of everything. And I really do. So that's what I have, and I would just literally, that's all I would do, and just see what happens because it very well could be an ancestor. I mean, through ancient Chinese culture, they talk about these things all the time. And Chinese culture is very old, very old, and they have very older traditions. So I feel that they have right answers also because why not? Just because you're not, I believe in things that are right and things that are wrong. But I don't feel it's confused this entity that's probably in your house. I don't feel it's evil, but things that aren't alive aren't always horrible. I mean, a lot of people don't like dead people, but you know what? People die, and sometimes they hang around see their loved ones. You know, their loved ones sometimes forget about them. This is true. I'm just attaching a button to this, but yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And I think you'll be okay with a little sage or something. As long as you're not worshiping the devil or anything, I think you're okay here. Now, if you're into any kind of devil worshiping and something dark comes in your house, you already believe in the dark. So there's really not a lot to make it go away because you pretty much invited it in. Which is why I try to keep an eye on the same group. Because there's probably a whole lot of people with hauntings because of this. And they don't even realize what they're doing. So, I really think this is true. Alright, I got this here. And I'm using this. I don't know what the hell I'm using it for at this point. Alright, we're going to use this as a decorator for my thing. There's going to be a button to hold that. I'm having a whole fun yarn day. I like to play with yarn. I'm like a cat. It is. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I feel like it's someone you know. Just because you have difficulties in your life doesn't mean you're negative. Negative people are people that would kill a puppy. People that are having problems are people that maybe appear grouchy. But you know what? How many people in the world have problems? Life is problems. That's what a lot of our life is, solving problems. And this is what we do. We just go around and we solve problems in our life. So you can't say someone's negative because they got problems. I got problems. I think everyone does. But you're absolutely not a negative person. Negative people are though that Satan group. That's some negativity there. Is right there in that Satan group. I could feel their vibes from anywhere. But they don't bother me. Oh, hello, son. How are you? I'm just having fun with yarn today. I made little decoration for my thing and I put a button on it. I'm going to show you guys how to make one of these. I was going to actually today get my knitting needles out with all this damn crocheting, trying to look at this lady on YouTube, which is a very informative woman, don't get me wrong, but she's very confusing. But I got the single stitch done, but I just wanted to get back to my regular knitting with my needles today too. How do you feel the vibes of Freemason and spiritual reptilian? Freemason, I could go either way. Some Freemasons, I mean, if you figure we're talking about ancient history, like the time when Jesus and all that, when they had the war against the church and things of that there. And they were a lot of, I feel that they were pioneers before their own time. I actually like the Freemasons. They had very good vibrations. That's why they protected the bloodline of Jesus. So, and it was through them that the church kind of actually still was standing. But sometimes some Freemasons, the only problem with them is they dabbled into some things a little too much. So, and then reptilian, or is that rebellion? Reptilian. Now, the spiritual, I want to say the spiritual snake. Snakes aren't bad. They really aren't. I want to say snakes are more of a protective kind of spirit, because everything on this earth mimics something else. It really does, but I want to say a snake is more protective. So I don't even think that's really negative. Not even the snake. So, I mean, your reptiles are pretty good. I mean, dragons are really strong. And they're technically a reptile. And you have dragon kings that have been the strongest. I mean, God, the last dragon king was one of our strongest rulers. I mean, it was ancient times. And now they're finding all these ancient skeletons of people that were giants. So, and we technically don't know what kind of skin they have. They said that there was supposed to be people that lived that were different like that and that were kept secret. And I do believe in stuff like that. I really do. So, but like I said, just because it's a predator doesn't mean anything. That's why dragons are hated, because they're technically predators. You just don't mess with them. They're protective spirits. Oh yes, I'm very acute. I've seen plenty of reptilian creatures. I really have. And they do not bother me because I have a dragon spirit. I do. That's my spiritual, I guess you would say my spiritual self is a dragon. I get along with serpents very well. Dragons generally do. But That's probably why I'm a little more intuitive, because serpents and dragons are so close. They're kindred spirits. People don't like them, but how could you hate something that was made and evolved? So that's my thing. And I believe in things like that. Most people think I'm crazy, but in this world, if crazy means that I'm a little more intuitive, then that's okay. And I just don't care. Because maybe that's why I came back when I was half dead. Maybe my dragon spirit helped me crawl back. I don't know. But I do know that I'm a pink dragon, like a fuchsia colored one. And they usually say dragons have a bad temper, but I'm very peaceful. Very peaceful, and a lot of things don't bother me. And I guess I could destroy things spiritually, but I just don't. Because it's not my business to do it. You gotta know where your line is and where your line goes. Where your business is and where it ends. Especially with spirituality, and especially when you're around any kind of. If you're surrounded by another dragon or a serpent. Because they don't like being bothered. Yeah, I could do yours. Just put your question in again. So I don't have to keep going up. But yeah, I could do yours. I could do the energy feelings also. Alright. All this damn crocheting got me want to go back to knitting. It's just a whole lot easier to size things out when you knit. And I like the sticks because you can put them down. So. Okay. Well, I hope to see you. Oh yeah, well we're in evening time. I'll be going to bed soon too, my friend. I hope to hear from you again. I really do. It was fun talking to you. I'll be here. It's where I always am. And it was nice to have conversation for somebody that kind of knows the spirit world a little bit. What is this? Oh Lord. TikTok wants me to go live. Sometimes those guys are crazy over there. But I figure I'm going to start a new yarn project. I find things a whole lot quicker to deal with my sticks. They are so much easier to deal with. They really, really are. But I'm waiting for your question, my friend. And good night, my serpent friend. Alright. See, these is, for me, I feel that knitting is so much easier. You have all this stuff with your hands, and all you're doing is just putting in the backside and just moving your needle around. And it's so much easier if you want to like do little projects. It is. It's my go-to anymore. I am looking and trying to expand my horizons with crochet and be able to double stitch and stuff, but we'll see how this goes. It's just not meant to happen today. So I'm just gonna finish up. See, now that I got the top of that jar done, which I made that look really cute, I'm gonna try to like get some of my crystal stuff in there. And then I could still do hair extensions and things. I can make those. I was gonna maybe try to make hair extensions tomorrow. And then work on this a little over here. But this is pretty much what I do all day. Because when the husband's over there on live stream, when he's over on Twitch, I don't like to be hearing the screaming and stuff. So this is what I do. Because I knit things, because I feel like I'd like to have my creativity out. And I'm taking me a little break from sketching too. Okay, good. I got a question. Alright, I got 3 more stitches and I got another question. Alright, hang on. It'll take me 2 seconds. I'm way faster knitter. When I get better at crocheting, then I'll start doing that while I'm doing this. But alright, hang on. Okay, one question. Herman's curtain thoughts about me. She is my ex-girlfriend. Alright, this sounds familiar. Were you on here before? I think you were. Didn't you ask about her before she was your ex? I swore you were. Or I could be thinking of someone else. I don't know. But I can do your energy field on your ex-girlfriend. But hi, how are you today? I take it you're probably from India too. Oh, last month, okay. I'm not very popular over here. I vibe with India, I guess. I must get you guys a little bit before you go to bed. And I'm okay. Sometimes Americans are funny to deal with. They either are trolling you or they don't know nothing about spirituality or I don't know. And I'm American saying this, so that tells you something. But I vibe with you guys in India. I really do. I don't get a lot of Chinese people or Japanese. Maybe I'm not in the right zone or something. I don't know. That would be cool though. I do like the Oriental culture. I like the culture in India also. All right, you and your ex-girlfriend are in a full moon in Virgo, in the energy. And this is not horrible. It just means low self-esteem. And I think it's on both ends a little bit. And your whole situation is surrounded by new moon in Capricorn and a blue moon. And a new moon in Capricorn is talking about hard work, stuff you've been doing that's going to pay off. And blue moon is pretty much, I like to call it the hope card. It's just talking about believing in possible things. I honestly, the only thing I'm picking up is she's in a depressed state. She doesn't really think much of herself, much less anybody else. She's very depressed. I don't even think it's you. I think it's just her being depressed, honestly. So, I feel that she cares about you, but she's undecided about her life in general. So I don't know. Is there any way for you to contact her? Oh, hello. How are you? Told you I'd be back. I made this. I don't know. I did the one. I'm back to regular knitting. Everybody kept telling me if you can knit, you could crochet, and this is just simply not true. But well, maybe contact her, and when you contact her, maybe just don't sit there and talk about the relationship. I know that when I have depression, and when I'm in that kind of mood, I don't like people to really dwell on things. Why don't you just ask her how she's doing and just be a supportive friend and just see where it goes from there? I absolutely would do something like that if I was you. And if you're not being pushy about things, I feel she'll try to reach out more because that's how people are. Especially when you're depressed at your ex boyfriend and you're already upset and kind of not sure about your life for whatever reason. And the last thing you want to hear about is your ex boyfriend, his longing feelings for you. So I wouldn't go in there with flowers and everything. I would not. I would just contact her and say, "Hey, would you just like to meet to eat or grab a bite or I just want to talk." And just say, I just want to be friends with you. Say, I know we're broken up, but let's be friends. And it'll catch her off guard if you do that. Because that happened with me and my husband. We broke up for like 4 months before we got together. We were together, broke up 4 months, and we just started out being friends again, and we just got back together. So if you're going to get back together, it would be through a strong friendship because then she would realize that really nothing that transpired is not hurting the future. Because sometimes people worry about that. I mean, sometimes what happened in the past between two people can affect someone's future. So that's what I would do. But you got to really mean it. And if she doesn't want to get back together at that point, still be her friend. Because you might as well. If you guys were together and you loved her, you're always going to love her. Just like my ex-husband, I love him. It's just we didn't get along after so many years, and the love changed. But would I do things for him still? Yeah. Would I sleep with him again? No. Just don't let it get too long to where she gets comfortable and it changes the love. Because if it's been too long, like over 4 or 5 months, so I wouldn't wait too long, or she's not gonna want to sleep with you again. Because it's gonna be more of a friendship then, and I sense you don't want it. Oh, it is. I don't give anybody advice unless I went through it. I have went through just about everything in life. I've been through. I my first marriage. He used to drink, and sometimes he would get mean when he would drink. I told him to go to AA and all these places, and when he did stop drinking, he wanted to get back together with me, and I just said that it changed. Said, I love you, we have kids together, but it changed. So, but yeah, I tell you not to wait too long because she probably will be friends, but then she's not going to want to sleep with you, and then that's going to hurt because she's going to find someone else. And I sense you really loved her a lot. So, and I'm rooting for you, and I wish the best for you and her. So, because love is important. It's important to feel love at least once in your lifetime. Because when you die and we do it all over again, you may or may not remember that person in the next life. Because I do believe in reincarnation. I absolutely believe in it. I know it's against everything that's Catholic, but I do believe in it. I don't care what they say, I know it happens. I know we have been alive more than once and we just don't die and it's over with. That has never, ever made sense to me. I've argued with many priests over this issue, and they told me I was ungodly for even thinking these things. So, but I absolutely believe in reincarnation, and I believe certain people, when they go from lifetime to lifetime, they're together in every lifetime, and we call those soulmates. So I absolutely believe that too. And I believe that people you meet are not by accident. Because I've met somebody I thought I knew in lifetimes, and when you click with these people, it's like seeing an old friend, and you feel like you already knew them. That's the thing. See how nice of a job this does? But it is absolutely true. But that is what I would try, my friend. That's my best advice for you on this venture. And I will pray for you because love is special to have in this world, and you never know, maybe you guys are meant to have a child together. I mean, generally, if you care so much about somebody and you're attracted to them in that way, it's because the universe wants you to have kids. And they know you're not going to want to have sex with somebody that you don't find attractive and stuff. So, trying to put this, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm just trying to make something for a little project. I don't know, I might make a little, another thing to go around my stuff to decorate. I couldn't, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I do have these little plastic dishes. Instead of throwing them away and hurting the environment, I feel we should do something with all of our plastics. Because another thing I feel very strongly about is the animals in the environment. So I've been trying to recycle my plastics with arts and crafts and different things and not throw away so much stuff. And I think people, instead of throwing away so much stuff, should try to give it away. And there's just a lot of things we put on this earth that these dogs, they eat garbage because they have nothing left to eat and they're starving. And these groups go in and they get these dogs, and they're so sick because we're throwing away antifreeze. We're throwing away a lot of stuff. And the thing is, the dogs are going in this, and other animals are eating it. They got no choice. And it's sad. And it hurts my heart. It really does. I was I was on Facebook with listening to this lady about dog food, the one that was this actress, and she has this dog food out. She says boiled dog food's bad, but if you have no choice and your dog's gonna starve, I've been boiling my dog food with vitamins, and then like the bigger tablets that's not coated, and mixing it in. So I feel that they get the vitamins they need when you're doing the when you're boiling the food. It can't be so horrible because it's just terrible what we do this environment and the state of our animals is right there. I don't know the answers, but I try to reuse all the plastic I can. I really do. Because I try to be self conscious of it, and hopefully, maybe through efforts of governments and stuff, we can try to recycle and make the earth a better place. I just don't like people and animals suffering. I hate it. Being an empath, it really bothers me. People's suffering and animals. Sometimes I pick up on both. And I pick up on a lot of human suffering at times. And I just don't like it. I don't feel it's necessary for one thing to have to suffer that much. I guess it's horrifying feeling these things, and I'm just hoping before I die, which will be 50 more years. I feel that I'm hoping that there's movements to help this, and and the light tries to help out with these, but I know the light believes in free will, so you got these crazy people going around torturing people and animals, and the light can't do anything about that because of free will. So there you go. So I don't know the answer. I don't think the light God, whatever light God you want to believe in, can do anything about it. So people are just going to continue to suffer. I might as well put my little things in here. Somebody was throwing this away at my work. They're going to throw it right in the garbage. And the thing is, some animal or something was going to go in there and it was going to be all messed up and cut them. So I took it. They didn't care. They told me if I could make use of it, take it. So I did. Alright. I might reinforce this. I'm probably going to reinforce this and make it come a little there. I'm going to take all of my necklaces sets that I'm done with and put it in here. Do that with that thing. I like to have little projects. They make me happy. And this one, I'm going to try to put here to make little things. It has this here, so you know it's not going to be. I'm going to take this and wrap some yarn around it for like a placeholder. And then this way, because plastics are not very biodegradable. It's the one thing that the human race has invented through science that's so harmful to the environment. I mean, I'm grateful for it, but at the same time, I wish plastic didn't exist. I'm on the It makes me sad it exists because you see all the harmful effects, but we need it. So if there was a way to recycle it, I mean, I know people, I wish there more people would recycle the plastic. I do. And maybe, hopefully, if science is correct, which I believe in science more than anything else, science will tell you that a lot of scientists think God is just huge energy in these black holes and stuff and vortexes. And I hope that this is just a wormhole of this existence, and maybe that God takes away their suffering. The light God just takes it away, these of these animals. And maybe he looks to people that really care about things. I don't know. I'm hoping that's the case, because it would be really sad if that this was how it was. They say I was told that this was purgatory when I was younger. Do I believe this? No. I think I'm in a wormhole. I will say that. I do believe I'm in a wormhole. And maybe somebody from another wormhole of the same timeline is hearing me, and maybe not. They say that they can hear radio waves. Oh, Ladybug. Well, you get a shout out, Ladybug. Thank you for finding me interesting. Because I would think of myself more of a mad scientist these days. And I'm really glad you like me. Sometimes I'm not sure if I'm very interesting or not. I have very uninteresting hobbies. The crystal work everybody likes. My yarn work, some do, some don't. I like to incorporate my yarn work with my crystal work a lot. I feel yarn makes things really pretty. I like it a lot, and I think it could be very artistic. I do like my painting. I am going to eventually paint, but I'm going to break it up with my yarn again. Because I have all these needles. I got more than one set of needles, too, folks. I got lots. I got lots of needles. I got bigger ones. These are my favorite knitting needles. These little thin blue ones. Because I can make really good pot holders and everything with these. And a lot of reusable things for my house. I don't like to go to the store and buy a lot of stuff. I don't. I'm like the pioneer lady. If I can make it here, I just do. If I can recycle it, I do. I try not to make the world worse off than it is. And I totally do. When I was younger, I used to think people like me were crazy, and then I turned into one. But that's what happens when you're younger. You get older and you turn into one of the things that you thought was crazy, because you get older and realize they were right. And this is what happened to me. It really is. So there are all these sad dog videos. Then from the sad dog videos spawned other stuff. And then next thing I know, there I go. I'm an environmentalist, just like the people I used to think were whack jobs and say just throw everything away. Now I try to reuse most of my stuff. Now the reusable toilet paper, that's just going too far. My one friend actually gets reusable toilet paper and puts it in a washing machine. That's a little bit extreme for me. I get biodegradable dude wipes. Or regular toilet paper is fine. It breaks down and it's biodegradable. But I get wipes that break down if they're thrown on the ground and things like that. I do that. I do that. I get things that the earth can break down. In plastic, it hurts so many things. It hurts dolphins. So much sea life. It's heartbreaking how many animals die from this. I mean, sometimes when I'm sleeping, I can feel the soul of an animal. Sometimes I can when I'm sleeping, and sometimes it's a good one or a bad one, and sometimes they're suffering, sometimes they're not. And I just don't like when they suffer because of us. If they suffer because of something that's natural in nature, that's a total other thing. There's nothing we can do about it. But if it's something that was because of what we did, it makes me sad. It really does. And the thing is that money means nothing. And it really doesn't. I mean, when you die, your money's not going to save you. When you're living, your money just it gets you more things to clutter up your house with. I mean, you have to get basic supplies like food and water and stuff, but you can recycle clothes, you can make things. It's not a huge big deal not going to the store. I would like to go back to the barter system when things were a lot simpler and the environment was better. Maybe the scientists can come up with something. I don't know. I'm hoping and praying that the scientists can. They're trying to get biodegradable, reusable fuels. They're working on the environment. Hopefully, the environmental scientists can help us. I feel that science kind of got us into this. Science is going to have to get us out of this. So, I don't know. It's just, and I just feel sad. I feel sad for the animals that suffer at the hands of us humans, especially when we torture them for no reason. It's terrible. I mean, sometimes I get flashes of a dog whimpering, and it's a dog I don't know, and it hurts my heart. But being an empath is not easy. It really isn't. And I think it makes you want to do more things for the world when you are an empath. And a lot of empaths are not, that are true empaths, are not greedy. They're not. They're just happy to get through the day. They really are. And I do just try to get through the day and be peaceful. Because sometimes I don't feel peace around me a lot. So I guess that's where I'm at with that. I mean, hopefully soon, maybe with like in the next 10 years, there'll be more positivity going on. Maybe. Or maybe this wormhole will one day just close up and it won't be no more. I think we forgot that now they're confirming we have multi universes and there's a universe within a universe. So, in one universe, you could be with one husband, and another universe, you could be in another with another husband. There's infinite possibilities to the universe, and I believe that science mimics God. So, in right in here, you might not be with one person, but in another wormhole, it might be the same person, because they say there's infinite possibilities in space. So maybe there's a reason that the animals suffer on this plane. I don't know. I'm hoping that whatever, when the wormhole comes through, the innocent, it takes away innocent suffering. I mean, I hope it does, because it's terrible when innocent people suffer. And I think that's like that's where darkness gets people. It doesn't go towards dark people suffering. It goes towards innocent. The a little baby dying or something. That's what they favor. They favor a puppy or a child being tortured. This is what they do. And this is why it's not good to be on Team Darkness like that. I mean, you could be of darker blood, but be a lot nicer. Let's see, I already got this so far. I'm going to try to decorate around here and measure this out. And it's so cheap to make for your house, too. Yarn is like super cheap. I actually had a resident that donated me enough yarn for a year that fit an entire garbage bag. I got this big ball of yarn that's just black and it's huge. And then I have so many more of those. I'm probably not going to have to order yarn for an awful long time. She passed away, so she wanted me to learn to crochet. So it was her dying wish. So in Julia's last dying wish, I have been learning to crochet. I probably could do a little bit of different arts and crafts with both crocheting and knitting. I like knitting because you can measure how long you want something, and then I got knitting needles where I can attach them and things. So that I will do, but in her memory, I am gonna learn to crochet. And the reason I draw so much is because my friend Tom, he was a famous artist, and he was trying to teach me how to paint. And he went to the Golden Gates himself with God or in the wormhole or whatever you want to call it. So he's not with us anymore. So in his memory, I'm kind of learning how to draw, almost like the Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know if you guys seen that one where she was learning and acquired abilities of the dead that she helped. I mean, before the people I helped that they die, they just tell me how. I mean, he was a famous artist. He did a lot of the painting for the Cleveland Indians and stuff. He was huge in baseball, and he had illustration books and all kinds of stuff. So this guy was was big in the art sector. He was big name. He's the one that taught me about pastels and everything. And sometimes I see him in passing. I haven't seen him lately, so maybe he finally passed. But in his memory, he wanted me to be able to sketch a little better. So I honor his memory by painting, by sketching. You should always honor the memories of the dead. I just feel that you're better off if you do this. So, but that's just me. I do like to honor the dead a lot. I'm all for honoring the dead because I see them more often. This is what happens when you see dead more, and it's okay. I'm going to do one more row of this, and then I'm going to tighten up. I'm going to get my needles out, my yarn needles, and I'm going to sew those together so it could show, make my, make this a little more decorative. My bottle over there. But these are things I do that make me happy, that I acquire my time with. Because I try. Sometimes I have wandering thoughts. And I try not to be so much in spiritual all the time. I will tell you that. Sometimes it's not good to be all in spiritual. It is. Even monks take a day from spiritual stuff. Even monks. Okay. That last one, I don't know, they modified for some reason. But yeah, you can't be over in too much spiritual stuff because you'll go crazy. When you're dead, you'll know all these secrets. You really will. And it's not even, and then you're gonna say, why didn't I do so much more when I was alive? That's why I'm so motivated to do so many things now that I'm alive. I mean, it's sometimes that's how you gotta be, honestly. Alright, so now I'm going to take this and sew this together to that a little better. Oh, I'm sure you could make me happy. I'm sure you could, and I'm flattered. Maybe in another wormhole we are together. Who knows? If you believe what, if you believe the scientists, who knows? It can't happen. Maybe we are together there. Who knows? Just not in this wormhole. But I have my arts and crafts and my husband, and I got Chong. I'm happy about that. Dogs make me happy. It'll be nice when I get actual real money, other than just bill money. Then I could help out all the dogs that need help and all the people. And maybe I could die a hero. That would make me happy, dying a hero. I feel I would be a hero if I helped some of these poor dogs and these people. There's a lot of people out there suffering, my friend. Oh, hello. How you doing? I'm just sewing this together. They actually sell yarn needles. I got these on Amazon, of course. My favorite place in the world. But yeah, it wasn't even that expensive. It was like $5. And you have yarn needles for as long as you don't lose them. And you can use these things just for anything. I prefer to use these rather than a regular sewing machine. Those things, I just prefer yarn. There you go. See how much better that's looking? You can just sew it up with yarn. You can tighten it up over here too. I probably have the weirdest ideas of anybody in the world. I know there's these people out there that could do like all these different stitches and stuff. And they do have great ideas. But I have very conservative ideas with these, and I try to make these good. And then you just take this. I do have a favorite needle. Just take this over here. Kind of just like you're making a slip knot there. There you go. Now we're done with that. And you could cover up any part of that you want, and it just comes down like that. There you go, and it could be fun for the whole family. It could be a very exciting thing you can make. Very simple, and kids love it. They absolutely love it. I make these things for people's kids, and they like it. What's up?
Well, damn, why you gotta give that look?
I don't know, you're looking at me like...
Well, I was gonna see if you wanted something from Mickey D's.
I don't think we got money on there for that.
I got money on there. Like, when they credit me with shit.
Oh, maybe if you want maybe a milkshake or something like that.
A milkshake or...
I don't want any food from there.
No, I'm not getting no food either. I'm just saying, like, you want like a milkshake, a frappe, or what?
I had enough coffee. Maybe just like something milkshake-wise.
Chocolate, strawberry.
They don't have seasonal stuff, do they?
They got the Shamrock Shake if you like that.
Yeah, I do like that. I am Irish.
Okay. You want a large?
Oh, yes. I've always liked that damn Shamrock Shake. Alright. I'm going to work on this. I want to get this to where I can have this, and it could be a placing. And anything like this this is from a TV dinner. My mother-in-law gave me a bunch of these. I'm going to wrap this around there and just have it for like on the table. You know, if somebody wanted to put their keys down or something type thing. And things that have yarn in them for some reason, they look nice and people like it. And it gets a nice look to your living room. And it's so cheap. I like the knitted look better. There is some crochet styles I was seeing that when I was starting when I started this back here, I was looking at this lady, so I'm going to practice them also, and I think I could do stuff with that. But I am an avid knitter, and I am probably going to practice sketching probably tomorrow. I'm going to challenge myself and try to think of something really cool. I'm thinking swords and dragons. That's what I'm thinking tomorrow, is swords and dragons. I'm thinking of 2 swords crossed with a really cool black dragon. That's what I'm thinking. I just got to find the right sketch, and that'll probably take me a good hour or 2. So I'm probably just going to research everything out like I usually do and get all that together. That's probably going to be my big project tomorrow. It's going to be the dragon and the swords. Those dragons and the serpent are very powerful spiritual creatures. Both are equally as strong with different attributes, but strength is both of them. So, and I've been trying to think of this one that's in my head. It's been in my head for a while, so it's one of those pictures that I try to think of. I'm going to start drawing stuff that's in my head. I've had a picture of this dragon in my head, so that's what I'm going to draw out. And I think that's the ones that turn out the nicest. Is those that I already have in my head. That the snake that was wrapped around the wood was in my head. So what's the oh that's Chong. Here. There he goes. There's a Mr. Chong. That's a squeaky toy. Right there. He loves his squeaky toy. Mr. Chong. That's him squeaking his toy.
I hate to break your heart, but I don't think they got. Wait, hold on.
They don't have Shamrock Shake?
Hold on. Oh, hold on.
I'm bad.
That's the other. Hold on. Wrong place. Wrong. McDonald's, she said. There we go. Right. McDonald's. They did. There you go.
I hope so. It's almost March.
Well, some McDonald's have it, some don't, sweetie.
Well, damn.
You said you want a large, right?
Well, yeah, that's the best shake they got.
Okay. Well,
it is.
What I was say? Well, not all McDonald's have it, though, sweetie.
Well, then they must not do a lot of business if they don't have a Shamrock Shake. But yeah, that's been his favorite toy since he was a baby. One of our friends, Jackie, she gave him that toy, and he plays with it every day. I let him play with it during the day when I'm streaming, but at nighttime it's sometimes hard to sleep with the squeaky, so I got a little cage and I put his toys in his cage, and he plays with it during the day, and he still has been 2 years playing with that squeaky toy. He is the cutest thing. That's why I don't understand why some people are so cruel. I don't. I think it's sad that people are on this dark path and they do such horrible things, and they don't realize whatever they do gets done right back to them. They start a chain reaction that goes right back to them, and then they try to get revenge, and then they get a double dose because they try to get revenge, and they were literally getting return energy from what they put out, and they blame others, and it just keeps coming back worse each time. But I guess people don't find this out till they die sometimes, and it's sad. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Try to get this last stitch in here. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Wait for my shake. And take a little break, and I'll probably be back working on this again because I'm trying to get this done. And these kind of things take a little extra time. I'm going to set it in here in my other tray. See, I reuse it all. Oh, well, I'll be back probably a little bit later. I've been trying to get all my streaming out on the way when I'm not working. Sometimes when I start working, don't have time for as much streaming as I would like. But I will see you guys in a bit after I drink my milkshake. And Chong says goodbye with his squeaky squeaky. And you guys have a great day if I don't see you when I come back.